Hi everyone, welcome back to the Business of Art. Today I'm going to show you how to set up a very simple WordPress website with a store. I'm going to go over some WordPress basics and I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible while keeping it as short as possible. Feel free to rewatch a section if you need to and ask me any questions in the comments. First thing you're going to need is a domain name. Now that is the name of your website. You can get it from a number of places. I use Bluehost because that's where my hosting is also, but you can use GoDaddy and many others. You can have a domain name without having a website. What gives you the actual website is a host. So you're going to need a host. Some hosts give you the domain name for free with your hosting, so check that out. But you'll want to first check to make sure that your domain name is available. It'll tell you if it's available and give you some options. I already have my domain name and my host, so I'm going to go ahead and log in and we're going to install WordPress. This is what's called the cPanel. It just takes you to things like installing WordPress or emails or different things like that that are kind of the back end of your website. So I went ahead and installed WordPress. While installing it, you set up a username and password. I'm not going to show you that part, of course, because I'm not showing you my password and stuff. But just know that you set that up. And now we're going to go ahead and actually work with the look of our website. So these at this stage are just some WordPress basics. First thing you're going to need is a theme. If you see over on the left here, it says appearance and under that themes. Theme is the overall look of your website. You can go with one of the ones that it has here, or you can search for a different theme. These are all free basic themes. If you want, you can purchase a theme as well. They generally run between, let's say, $20 and $80 mostly. And those will have a lot more functionality and frankly, they'll look a lot better. But this is just showing you can do a lot of stuff with a free theme and you can play around with it and decide later if you want to purchase a theme. Good news is that things should just transfer over if you purchase a new theme. So I'm just going through some basics like header and background color, background image, all kinds of things like that. These are just basic things you can change. And as you can see, it's all over there on the left in this menu. An important point is menus on your website. And this is something you can definitely customize. And you should customize because what it comes with there, you probably don't need or want. So I want to have a store, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and add a menu option here for a store. And this actually adds a store page. Now at this stage, I'm just adding it to the menu. So the page itself is actually still blank. But as you can see now, it's on the menu. You can change the order of your menu items. And you can also delete some if you don't need them. Like I don't need a blog. So now I'm pretty happy with how my menu looks. So next thing I'm going to go over is widgets. A widget in WordPress is something that adds contents and features to sidebars. Now a sidebar is not just on the right or on the side. It could also be at the top or at the bottom. As you can see here, it says find us with an address. That is a widget. So I can go ahead and change that to something else, like maybe subscribe to my newsletter or something like that. I'm just going to show you kind of how it would look if I were to do that. You can also just delete all this. You don't have to have any of that there. So for now, I am going to just delete it because that's a whole nother setup process, but you can also add widgets. Definitely play around with it. Maybe if you're a musician, you might want to add some audio. You can add music to the side there. You might want to add a photo gallery. So there's a lot of different options that you can add with widgets. Just know that it adds things to the sidebars, whether that's at the side, the top, the bottom, or wherever. Okay. So you can see how it looks different now. Next thing we're going to go over is plugins. A plugin in WordPress is software that can add functions and features to the whole website, not just the sidebar, but the whole website. So you can have a plugin that is a shopping cart. You can have a plugin that directs people to your social media. You can have a plugin that changes the fonts on your website. There's all kinds of plugins. So we're going to add one which the one I'm going to add here is WooCommerce. And that is, that's a shopping website, basically. It adds that functionality. So I'm going to install it. Make sure it's compatible with your current version of WordPress. And then even though a plugin is installed, it's not active until you actually activate it. So I'm going to basically walk you through setting up WooCommerce now. Now, mind you, this is the first time I've ever done this myself. So I'm kind of learning as I go. There's a lot of basics. You're going to set up your address, what type of store it's going to be. If you have physical products, obviously we do because I'm shipping paintings. And there's some other options there if you want to look into those, but we're just going with the basic free today, not adding anything that you have to pay additionally for. So this is asking if I'm selling elsewhere. So you could say yes and add that information. I'm not going to at this stage. I'm just going to go ahead and say no. And here it looks like you can link it up with marketing on Facebook and on Google Ads. I'm going to turn those off because I'm not going to want to use those, but I might want to contact customers with MailChimp, so I'll leave that one on. I do use MailChimp for my newsletters. So now, as you can see here, even though we previously worked on our theme, WooCommerce has its own themes, which is actually pretty cool. So it has some here that are paid. So they different amounts, different functionalities, different looks. It does also say here that you can always switch themes and edit them later, which is awesome. It also says that my current theme doesn't work with WooCommerce. That's okay. I'm going to go with their free storefront theme because that's probably what's going to be best. Now it's asking me if I want to have automated sales taxes and stuff like that. Yes, please. All right, good. We're almost there. Okay, so here we're going to set up the store. I'm going to go ahead and add some products so that you guys can see how simple it is. I'm only going to do 3 just because I want to give you a example of how it looks when you have more than one product. So here I'm adding the first one. It's a single product. I'm adding the price. You can see on the left here, it says general inventory shipping. So inventory, that would be if you have more than one of something. I only have one. You're going to add the basic things for shipping. Now, this is something I personally have to look into a little more, how to get the right shipping prices, but you're going to add in just the basics there. You're going to add your photo. Make sure you add the photo to the product image, not to the product description. Product description, obviously, describe it. I'm going to add more on that later, but for now, I'm keeping it really simple. You do want to make sure you set up your product categories, especially if you sell more than one type of thing. Like I sell acrylic pours, I sell mixed media, I sell t-shirts, I sell resin paintings. So here I'm going to add a category for acrylic pour. You can see that was really easy to add that in there. You can also add some tags for, searchability. And then when you're ready, you go ahead and you click publish. And it's that simple. I've now published my first item. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 more. So I'm just going to keep it simple and duplicate this listing twice, but adding different paintings. So adding a couple more, editing the description, of course, the cost, the shipping, all of that stuff. Now I have 2 products, working on the 3rd. I did speed this part up because it's just a duplication of the same thing. So I now have 3 products. Let's go ahead and see how it looks when we go to the website. So you can see it has a different look now. And if I scroll down, there are my 3 products. That's pretty darn cool. And that's the section. That link right there is the section. So now I'm going to need to do more editing overall to the website, but let's finish setting up WooCommerce. So first, personalize your store. That sounds great. I'm going to create it as a home page. I'm going to add my logo. I already have my logo uploaded in here, so I'm going to just go ahead and add that. And then down here it says set a store notice. That would be like, we're going on vacation or no returns or whatever, okay? Now for shipping purposes, you need to know where it's shipping out of. And then, like I said, this is something I have to research a little further because right now it just says shipping costs as a set thing, which makes no sense, but I just put in the average for now. Now, of course, you want to set up sales tax. I'm going to go ahead and do that later as well because that's a whole bunch of things. And then you want to accept payments. Here it has options for Stripe, which is credit card processing, and then options for PayPal. And I'm pretty sure you can do both, but I'm going to just go ahead and connect PayPal. Yeah, it looks like you can set up multiple things. I'm going to connect my PayPal, and that is done. It's now ready to receive payments. So the only thing I haven't finished yet is setting up tax, and I do have to research the shipping. So from here, now that we have a new theme, it's going to have a whole new customization menu. Look at all this. This is really cool. So I'm going to need to adjust the menu because I no longer need this store page because they already have one, and it's the shop page. So I'm going to have to get rid of that, and I'm going to add, there it is, the shop page. So let's see, delete, and then I'm going to put that where I want. There we go. New menu, and don't forget to hit publish. You can, of course, go ahead and add other pages if you want, but that's, now if I click on it, you can see my shop is there. Before it was just a blank page. So that's pretty cool. Spend some time playing around with this. Go through all of this and see what you want to change, see what you want to update. These are things with the look. Okay, so here you can add widgets as well. Same thing as, so here let's say I'm going to add filter by price. So the cool thing is that this theme has some additional widgets it kind of automatically comes with that are related to having a store, which makes sense. Okay, we'll just have that for now. And let's see what else we have. Yeah, buttons, layout, menus, widgets. So kind of all of the basics here. Now that I've set up the actual store, I'm going to go back and finish setting up the actual website. So I have a few pages here that are just blank, like the about page. For this, I'm just going to copy and paste from my Facebook page, the bio. Also, of course, I'm going to add my own image instead of an image of a sandwich. So I just added my logo for now. But it's on this page, it's definitely a good idea to add a picture of yourself. I'll do that later. For now, just adding the bio. Go ahead and update that. So now I have an about page. Go back to your pages. I also need to update this merch page because that's blank for right now. So I actually have a little bit of a cheat for this. What I have done, I use Teespring mostly for my merch. And there is no plugin or widget that I could find for that. So what I did was I went to my store and I screenshotted it. And now I'm going to just link that image to my store. So it's kind of a cheat, but basically now when someone clicks on that, it'll just take them to my store. So it's a little bit of a workaround. And I did go ahead and play around with the website a bit more. You can, of course, change anything you want. So I'm just going to show you it. This is how it looks now. I added a video to the homepage from my YouTube. This is the About page. I definitely plan on adding a picture of myself. Here's my shop with the 3 items. Here's my cheated merch page. So you can see I added more than one screenshot there. And if you click on it, you can see that it takes you to my actual Teespring store. So that's pretty cool. Very simple. And then for the contact page for now, I just added my info. I will also be adding a contact form. So, and I also at the top added my social media. So if you want to go to my Instagram, Facebook, etc. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions or if anything was unclear. I'll do my best to answer them. This was kind of a difficult video, but I will see you all next time and good luck.